The fence around the circular pool is 75 feet long. What is the radius? Use 3.14 for pi. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Do not include units in your answer. For me, the best way to start this problem is to do a quick sketch. So here's the circular pool. And then it says we're looking for the fence around the circular pool. So as soon as I start to hear people talking about going around a circular item or object, I know that I'm talking about circumference. And so I now know that the circumference is 75 feet. There are two formulas that get a circumference, but since I'm asked for the radius, I'm going to use the radius version. So I'm going to say that circumference equals 2 pi r. Now that I know the formula I'm using, I can start to substitute in values. For c, which is the circumference, I can put 75, and then I have the value of 2. And then for pi, I can use 3.14. That's what the problem tells me to use. And then the radius is what I'm looking for. Now from here, I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually do this multiplication here, just because it's a little bit easier if I do that. So 2 times 3.14 gives me 6.28, and I'm still multiplying it by r. From here, I'll divide both sides by 6.28. I'm doing this on both sides so that it remains in balance. By dividing 6.28 by 6.28, it gives me a coefficient of 1 for r, which is what I want. I'm also going to divide, just like we read from top to bottom, I'll divide from top to bottom. 75 divided by 6.28 gives us 11.94, and it keeps going from there. We are asked to round our answer to the nearest whole number. So when we do that, we're going to look at the 11 that's here, the 9 that comes after, and that tells us that we should round up, giving us radius equal to 12. If you chose the wrong answer of 11.94, you actually got so many things right. You understood that the problem was talking about circumference, even though it never said that. You used a circumference formula correctly. You substituted correctly. You solved by working backwards correctly. The problem is that you didn't pay attention to the instructions, or maybe you forgot how to round to the nearest whole number. So when you were at 11.94, which you chose for an answer, then you were supposed to round. And that's what didn't happen. And so 11.94 was absolutely on track and you were going the right direction, but you forgot to do that last step of rounding. So my suggestion is when you're doing a problem, make sure that you read the instructions one last time before you submit your answer to make sure that you've answered all of the parts of the question.